Metric unit conversions. So it says convert each of the following to the requested units. Before we do that, I just want to point out that there's a little table here on the side of some helpful conversion factors. So the metric unit system works off of factors of 10. So 1 meter is 10 decimeters, 1 decimeter is 10 centimeters, 1 centimeter is 10 millimeters. But if you keep going up by a factor of 10, you notice that the numbers here keep getting bigger. 10 times 10 is 100, 100 times 10 is 1,000. Same thing when we go the other direction. They're getting progressively smaller by a factor of 10. So we're dividing. 1 divided by 10 is 0.1. 0.1 divided by 10 is 0.01. And 0.01 divided by 10 is 0.001. So a kilometer is the largest measurement. A millimeter is the smallest measurement. And then there's also a few other ones on here. 1 milliliter is 1 square centimeter. Actually, that is a cubic centimeter, if we can make that correction. And 1 liter is 1,000 cubic centimeters, if you could also make that correction. So we're going to take a look. It says convert each of the following to the requested units. So I have 5 kilometers to meters. And there are 2 different ways you can do these questions. We can do them as a ratio, or we can do them with a shortcut. So we're going to try the ratio first, and then we're going to see if we can figure out what the shortcut was. So if I'm doing a ratio, I'm going to set up a ratio of kilometers to meters. And I'm not going to start with the information in the question. I'm going to start with the conversion information. So next to kilometers, I have the number 0.001. So I'm going to write 0.001 kilometers is the same thing as, and then I look at the meters, 1 meter. And that came from that information at the side. And then this question wants me to convert 5 kilometers. So I'm going to put the 5 underneath the kilometers. And I'm going to put X under the meters. And we are going to make ourselves a little proportion that we can solve. So I'm going to cross multiply. So 0.001 times X is 0.001X. 5 times 1 is 5. And then I'm going to solve for X by doing the inverse of multiplying by 0.001, which is dividing by 0.001 on both sides. And 5 divided by 0.001 is 5,000. So 5 kilometers is 5,000 meters. So I did say there was a shortcut for this. If I take a look at the conversion on the side, I've got kilometers at the top and meters in the middle. And this is a difference of 1, 2, 3 steps. So you'll notice if you take the number 5, I moved the decimal place 1, 2, 3 spots over to get 5,000. So if you are going from a larger unit to a smaller unit, you're going to move the decimal to the right. If we were going smaller, so from a smaller unit to a bigger unit, we actually, the shortcut is to move the decimal to the left. I'd like to try another one with the ratio, and then we will see if the conversion going the other way actually works. So we're going millimeters to meters. And I know from the conversion factors that 1,000 millimeters is 1 meter. And I want to know what is 180 millimeters. What is that in meters? So I'm going to set up a proportion and then cross multiply. So 1,000 times X is 1,000X. 180 times 1 is 180. And then I'm going to divide by 1,000. So this is going to give me 180 divided by 1,000, which is 0.18. And that is meters. So if I were to try the shortcut, if I take 180, the decimal place starts after that last digit. I'm moving from millimeters to meters 1, 2, 3 spots up. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3 spots up, which would put that decimal place right in front of that 1, which would give me 0.180 or just 0.18. So if you'd like to use a shortcut, you're more than welcome to do that. If you want to do it with a ratio, that works too. So the next two questions are a little trickier. The first one says we have 3,500 centimeters squared to meters squared. So because I'm doing a conversion, I only have them listed as the regular units. I don't have them listed as square units. So because it's squared, that means you have to do the conversion twice. So if I was doing the ratio, I would have to change my conversion factors by squaring them. But if I'm using this shortcut, it just means I'm going to move the decimal place twice. So if I start with 3,500 in centimeters squared, the decimal place starts after the 0. We are going from centimeters to meters, which means we are moving the decimal to the left because we're moving up. So I'm going to move to the left. So this is a difference of 1, 2 steps. So we're going to go 1, 2 steps. That's for the original centimeters. And then because it's squared, I need to do it a second time. So I'm going to move it 1, 2 steps to put the decimal here, which gives me the number 0.3500 or just 0.35 meters squared. So I moved the decimal place twice because we were going from centimeters to meters, and that's 2 steps. And I did it twice because it's squared. If it was cubed, I would have done it 3 times. So I would have moved it 2 spots, and then 2 more spots, so that I would have done the conversion a total of 3 times. All right, the last one's a little different. It's got liters into centimeters cubed. That uses the conversions down here at the bottom. So I'm going to do a ratio for this. So it says we've got liters and we've got centimeters cubed. So 1 liter is 1,000 centimeters cubed. I've got 2.6 liters, and I want to know what is that in centimeters cubed. So I'm going to make a nice little proportion out of this and then cross multiply. So 1 times x is 1x. 2.6 times 1,000 is 26,000. So 1x equals, I don't know if I did that right. Hold on, 2.6. I think I added an extra 0. It is 2,600. Sorry about that. So that means that if I divide both sides by 1, or if that shy little 1 goes into hiding, it is just 2,600 centimeters cubed.